Hi guys, it's Hamatan season, so everywhere is dry. My nose is paining me, but that's not what we're here to talk about today. I know it's been a minute. I haven't been here for a very long time. I think in about 5 months, and I just put out one video. So, but this is not even about the podcast. This is not about writing and every other thing. Today, I just wanted to come in here and talk briefly about this viral video about a pregnant woman and a pastor. So, stay tuned. That cheating is bad. I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm not trying to be political in the sense that I'm a woman, and because we always say that men are cheats, it excludes women. No, on the contrary, I'm here to tell you that men and women are scum. Men and women cheat. Good and fine. We all know that, right? It doesn't matter. It's about individuals, right? You can't class a general group of people and say that, hey, all of these persons are this. No, it doesn't happen like that. There's always that 1% or 2% that do not follow general normalization or generalization of things. But here, humor me this. How is it that everybody is talking about the woman being a scum and the woman being somehow, but nobody is thinking about the fact that there was voodoo in the floor of that room? Everybody seemed to forget that, there have been stories about these so-called pastors that have been making rounds, and, people have been saying, oh, they didn't know when this happened. I know it seems like a very flimsy excuse to give, but until we are able to actually talk about the real issue, which is what is that relationship between some Nigerian married women and their pastors, I feel like we're not going to get anywhere with this. So I had briefly talked about it on my WhatsApp status yesterday, and a guy sent me a message asking me if I were the one, what would I do? And I said, before you can begin to say that you want to take back a cheating partner, regardless of whatever the situation was, there was a cheat, there was a cause, fine. You need to figure out exactly what happened. Like, what is that story there? Now, if it is an issue of a suppressed behavior, like, this person is a cheat, the person has been doing this thing, is different. Now, a situation where you come into the room and it is clear that there was a brainwashing, like this person has been completely brainwashed by this other person. I'm not going to lie, one of my friends said something. She said that before a pastor can brainwash a person to the point where they're telling you, depending on what the excuse might be, maybe the pastor had said, maybe you have gone to the hospital and they've told you, oh, you're going to have a stillbirth, or oh, we need to take this baby out, maybe it's already dead in your womb, or oh, you're not going to make it. Like, all of these stories that we know, childbirth is a lot of things, right? And this, you go to your pastor in faith, and your pastor tells you, we can avert this thing, only that we need to sleep together, or we need to buy so and so candles, we need to burn incense, we need to do this, do that. And because you are at the point of vulnerability, you've carried a baby for maybe 7, 8, 9 months, and somehow they're telling you that you can't give birth to a healthy baby, or something is going to happen, or sometimes they even lie and tell them that your husband is going to leave you, your husband is going to do this and do that, and you eventually succumb. Now, when you succumb and that is going on, I'm not justifying it, but I'm saying that until we start talking about the real issue, being that what is that relationship, like, how do women get to the point of being so gullible that they cannot see that these so-called men of God are not actually men of God? Because from the look of the setup of the room, it didn't look to me like this was a woman who wanted to cheat for the fun of it. And I get that most men out there are, wailing and shouting and crying. I get it. But I feel like this is just a clear issue of this woman was brainwashed. Are we going to pardon her for it? I don't know. That is not for you and I to judge. That's between her and her husband to think about. But honestly, if we cannot understand, there was another story that I think somebody else shared with me, Akudo, yes, and she had said that, you know, it was from Facebook. A woman had come to say, don't stop somebody's blessing because there's a blessing between a married woman and their pastor, and you know, I was not able to give birth, and somehow I laid with my pastor, and like, how are these women not able to see clearly that their husbands are impotent or their husbands are infertile, and you know, it is this pastor just taking advantage of them? Why is that happening? I feel like that's the issue we need to talk about. Somebody even said, even before this came out, somebody was saying that you can never separate a Nigerian married woman from a pastor. And I think that's wild. I get that these people, we revere them and we see them as God's servants, and sometimes to the point, to a fault, let me put it that way, to a fault, that you can't, you know, discern between what this thing is telling me, how godly or holy is this thing. There was a story on one of our advocacy groups about a woman who had come to say that a pastor raped her. Now, when we tried to find out exactly what happened, we found out that, you know, this pastor had told her that there was a revelation and she wasn't going to birth this child, and so you need to come and see me. Let us have like a deliverance session. Now, this woman goes there, and according to the story, she was the one that took off her clothes. You know, he told her, but she could not remember, you know, having sex with this man. She only got back her senses when the entire act was done. There was that, you know, arguments as to, was it actually a rape? Who removed your clothing? How did you, like, it's a lot of things. And I feel like until we start addressing this issue, we can't get to the bottom of this thing. And this is not the first. And believe me, this is still certainly not going to be the last. So we need to talk about that issue. How are these people allowed to answer the name men of God? Because I know we keep saying, let God fight their battle. Let God, all God, both Allah, both God, both Ogun, Shango, let everybody, all the gods fight their battles. But this thing is becoming a serious issue in the society. How are we going to deal with this? And then something else I had thought of yesterday was the fact that now people are dealing with hurt by videoing unclad partners. You are hurt. You need evidence. You need to catch this person. You know, there's some, I feel like, I don't know, if you catch me cheating, I don't think if you take me to court, I'll be able to deny the fact that you catch me, because I can see it clearly in your eyes. You are my partner. You are the one I owe, you know, explanations to. So, but somebody reached out to me and said, it's for my own security. Maybe I would record, but never post it on the internet. But again, when you video somebody, your partner, unclad, and then you put it on the internet, I don't know what happens there. Like, I don't know what that thought process is. I feel like it's hurt. You are hurting, and that's a way to deal. I'm not going to judge you for that, right? But you put it on the internet. Now, millions, trillions of people are now having opinions on that matter. I feel like that makes it 3 times worse than what it already is. Now, you now find out everybody have calmed down. You call your partner and you're like, what exactly happened here? Your partner has explained to you that this thing is what happened. And you have now realized that both of you are or were victims in this situation. Now, the video is out there on the internet. People are going to judge you if you take back this person. Whether or not, you know, it was an issue of gullibility or it was just, you know, this person being a suppressed cheat all along. Now you take back this person, they're going to judge you. You don't take back this person, the people are still going to judge you for it. So it's like, take the video, no problem. That's your way of saying, I want to have security. But now you put it out there for millions of people to see. That thing is going to remain there forever. For your generations to come, it's going to be there. Your wife maybe you guys are going to be separated, divorced, whatever that is fine. But that entire thing is out there, it's going to become a shame for both you and your wife. Now, the shame now more so your wife, especially if you guys get separated. But it's out there, it's out there. So can we learn not to be in a hurry to post, unclad partners, our unclad partners on the internet, regardless of how hot we are? I know this is like asking a lot, because again, I can't tell a person that is hurting how exactly to deal. But something that is going to cause harm to you or your family or your children in the future, I think we should think about it twice. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Cheating is bad, yes, but let's not forget that women that do this kind of thing, they don't do this with clear eyes. I've heard stories repeatedly from my advocacy group. We've had these things happen again and again and again. But until we start to talk about how easy it is for women, especially women in Africa, to be this gullible because a person tells you they are men of God or a servant of God. Nah, that is the issue we need to be focusing on. Yeah, that's it. See you next time. Hopefully it will not be in 5 months time. Bye bye.